What the just happened today? Day 1114. Delusional. So I like that this email came to me. And when I opened the folder this morning, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and thanks for listening. And I am having my Hibiscus raspberry strawberry herbal tea, just in case you want to start sipping yourself. Yesterday I had coffee. This morning I need tea because this game called life, we're inside of a matrix for those folks who don't understand how I start my videos off. Today is a day of relaxation for me. Today is a day of discussion. And in my email, I am viewing um, what someone said was delusional. Now, it truly is delusional because we are in an illusionary matrix world. We're in a simulation, okay, for those folks who don't know. And in this simulation, there are those who have power. They call them the Illuminati, who are the Anunnaki, okay? They're the Anunnaki, illuminated ones, okay? They come from another dimension, but they're stuck here, okay? So if you're stuck here and you come from somewhere else like Nibiru, you may be pissed as well. But they're ruling and reigning in different parts of on this planet, Earth, Gaia, Sophia, call it what you want to call it. And let's see. Okay, so it says, welcome to day 1114. That's a coded number, of course. Uh, but we'll move off of that. Today, in one sentence, House Republicans failed to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Maracas. Republicans failed to pass a standalone bill to send 17.6 billion in aid to Israel. I would love to decode this, but that's not what this video is about. I do decode this well. Senate Republicans blocked the 118 billion bipartisan border package that the Republicans had demanded, but then rejected after pressure from Trump. Nikki Haley, and Nikki's name means a lot, a lot, and someone else's name is Nikki. They changed her name. I think it was not Whitney Houston, but anyway, lost Nevada's presidential primary to none of these candidates. My husband told me this last night, and I was tickled. And I was like, okay, let me look at the email because we checked the emails. And I don't know if he saw this email, or he saw another email, but he was telling me he went into it and he was like, look at this game. Look at the game. It's truly a game, people. This is truly a game with your life, with your lives. If you're in this game and you believe in this game, Republican, Democrat, blue, red, independent, Tea Party, if you really believe in the construct that they've created called United States Incorporated, ran by Enlil, one of the gods of let us make man. Let me say that again. One of the gods in Genesis that says, let us make man. Though he wasn't part of the process of genoming, splicing the humans that were already on Earth and edited the process with the genome. His sister and his brother and a few other females from Anunnaki did, from Nibiru did, who are Anunnaki. So let me continue. And that's the reason why I bring up Nikki. I think Nikki has something to do with, I know she's a priestly, of the priestly line over there in those sandy lands, even though she says she's a Christian now, something like that. However, her and Vivek are of the same priestly line. Well, Vivek is more with Kamala Harris. They're of the same Tulman priestly line. This stuff runs deep. These people are all avatars. I won't say they're clones, but these people are all someone else. All of them, okay? They're all actors, of course, because we all are actors. But let's continue. None of these candidates. So a lot of people saying they just don't want to deal with the people that's on the ballot. Now, Israel, which is Isis, Ra, and El, or let's say Marduk, Isis, and I would say Inky, those three family members, Isis, Ra, which is Marduk, Amun Ra, they run that area in the Middle East. That's why it's a lot of killing going on over there. This is all just them playing chess with everyone else's lives, because to them, you're just a nobody, trying to tell everybody, supposedly about somebody who can save everybody. I'm telling you. Okay, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejects Hamas's terms for ceasefire and hostage release agreement. Now, of course, Benjamin Netanyahu is going to do this because Benjamin Netanyahu's last name is Yah. Yahoo, actually, like uh, the Yahoo channel, YAHOO, ooh, double O. That's who runs Yahoo. Yahoo is ran by the Anunnaki, okay? Ooh, yes. Netanyahu. He's in a net, and he's in the net of Yah. Now, Yah really himself is the moon god, and he's a son of one of the elder brothers, either Enlil or Enki. But it could be a son of one of their sons because they've been around here a mighty long time, reincarnating in different bodies. Okay, so he says his mood is hand smacked in the face. Hand smacked in the face. So let's go over it. Number one, House Republican fails to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Maracas. Let's just do his last name. So how is this just part of a game? Well, can't you see that it's to cause confusion, chaos, terror? It's the aliens coming across the border. The aliens, people who are don't someone coming from a foreign land. They're called aliens. So this is the alien invasion. This to them is fulfilling some type of prophetic something. Okay, and then you have people crossing the ice wall borders, which are of different lands that we don't talk about in Antarctica. The ice walls, the Serpent's gates that you don't supposed to talk about. Those are other people that have been coming into our land as well, but they use ships, and it's not ships that you go on water on. There are different kinds of ships, like the ones you see in SG-1 or the ones you see on Star Trek, going into the darkness. Yeah. So they always put stuff on our face so you can think, oh, that reminds me of this movie. Oh, that reminds me of this show. Oh, that reminds me of the comic book. So then you can placate it and not think serious about it. And they got you in fairy tale world because now they've told you the truth in plain sight and you disregarded it. So who's the better? Who's the smarter? They are, not you. Okay? So I'm just trying to be out here to help you understand that I understand that this is just a game. Okay? So in this Homeland Security game, Maracas understands his role, and his role is evidently, Maracas comes from evidently South America initially. So I would say I would still put him under Enlil. I would still put him under Enlil. Okay. That dogma, that dog, that God, because God and dog are coded. It's reversal, it's duality. Okay. Hope I don't have to explain that. I won't explain it. Although the vote fell 214 to 216, Republicans immediately moved to bring back the resolution up for another vote. But it's unclear when or if it will happen. Now, this comes from the New York Times and Bloomberg, Washington Post, and everybody that's owned by one of these so-called wannabe gods. These what do they call them? Illuminated ones, the light bearers, like Baphomet, the goat, greatest of all time. He think he is that hermaphrodite spirit. These people are actually. I'm not going to do a decode. I want to talk about that, but I will sip me some tea. I hope y'all do that as well because you don't want your stuff going cold. So let's go to number 2. House Republican failed to pass a standalone bill to send $17.6 billion to aid Israel. Now remember what I said earlier about Israel. Israel is just 3 of the family members uniting together to stand against probably Enlil, okay, here in America. So Enlil gives them a hard time because previous Enlil didn't like the idea that Enki son Madut Ra was just always out about him needing his ego filled because he needs position and power because he felt like since he was the first son of the first son that he should have more say here on this planet since they're not going to leave it since they impregnated these women and the Gigi's did too, and then they gene spliced a whole bunch of people and all these immaculate conceptions, you got Abraham having a child and he was too old and somehow Sarah got pregnant and Sarah got pregnant and then you got JC came here that way with the Anunnaki, and and when Christians hear this, they immediately may turn you off and rebuke you, and the rebuking falls short by me because rebuking don't work on me. In much love I say this, in much love I say this, it doesn't work on me because the truth makes you free. Excuse me, if you want to be free. So let's see, it only works if you want to be free. So it says, Speaker Mike Johnson called the bipartisan Senate package that combined Israel and Ukraine with stricter border security and asylum laws dead on arrival in the chamber. The vote fell 250 to 180, with 166 Democrats and 14 Republicans opposing the measure. The bill required the support of two-thirds of the House to pass. It's NBC, Washington Post. Washington Post, I think it's owned by Beso, and Beso probably is one of the he's probably one of the personalities that have been reincarnated. He may be one of the Elohims reincarnate, just like you got what the guy's name is, uh, Tesla. What is it? Elion, Elon, Elion. Y'all catch it? Alien, Elion Musk, who can open up wormholes. Yes, he can. Um, I think that also Elohim, Elohims, Elion, he is definitely a reincarnate of one of these brothers as well. That's why he's a billionaire. That's why Bezos a billionaire. Conveniently, some people die out and some people move forward. But anyway, yeah, I know you probably wouldn't expect me to talk about that this morning, huh? Well, that's what kind of person I am. I like to correlate things that really make sense to me, and that's the reason why he's over the pretty much over the Star Wars stuff up in the sky. He's over the Neuralink. He's the person that's going to be key to connecting the transhumanism, the mind to the machine that's already out here. People getting these rice chips in their hand, tattoos. Pick one, anyone. The thing in your arm that was 2020 that helps with that process. And so you better get about eating some cilantro and getting all that filth out of you and start, trying to clear your DNA up, because that's how they change people into the image of them. We were made in the image and the likeness of them, meaning that we already existed in avatars, and they went in and genomed and did some stuff, took some stuff off the ladder, Jacob's ladder, Yaakov's ladder, and wrestled with it all night long. And when they wrestled with it all night long, when the morning came, they got that blessing they wanted to change us into what they want us to be, useful slaves. Let's see here. Dead on arrival. Interesting statement. I may do a decode on that. I can see that actually meaning something other than what we think. So they were trying to do a package for these people and these people. I can only imagine who Maduk is working with in Ukraine. We shall find out. So this is three of the gods together, and then this is another person of the family working to keep war going. These people here are figuring out that they need to actually oppose it, because maybe they're tired of the game too, or maybe because it's an election year and they know people don't want war. It depends on what they want in the game. But the thing about it is, wars and rumors of wars. The reason why there's wars and rumors of wars for those folks who are frantic at this present time, which you shouldn't be, it's because they like to live out of books, and the books are written and edited by, I would truly say, un let's say, people who are unlike you in the greatest of details, and you think they're like you, but they're actually more like the serpent. Okay. All right. So Number three, Senate Republicans blocked the 118 billion bipartisan border package that Republicans had demanded, but then rejected after pressure from Trump. Well, that may be hearsay, but who knows? Um, who is making the border a campaign issue? Mm, the bill fell to advance 49-50, falling short of the 60 vote threshold, and essentially guarantees Congress won't pass any broad immigration or border legislation before the presidential election. Republicans had initially demanded strict border policy changes in exchange for Ukraine aid. Interesting. But abandoned the trade off when Republican leadership called the bill dead on arrival. After the failed vote, Chuck Schumer released a narrow 95.3 billion version of the same package that would fund Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. So this is peculiar because to to throw Taiwan in there in the game, let's say this is a chess game, and they got us so wanting us to be so distracted. We know this is chaos and delay right here. This is just straight chaos. And then they throw this in here, which, of course, I mean, this is these people right here probably are more innocent than anybody in the whole game. But that's how they do. But without the border security provision of funding, why have Republicans backed off on border when they know it's the right thing to do? Schumer said 2 words. So that's why I say it was hearsay, because Schumer said it, and Schumer is a scrupulous kind of fella. He almost looks like a reptilian to me. When I look at him, I'm like, man, something's not right about that man's aura, his spirit. He just doesn't seem. Something's weird about that guy. That's just how I feel about him. It's like when you look at some people and you can see something like he's cloaked in something. Wow, what's wrong with that dude? It makes you uncomfortable. It's like, maybe he's just a pervy or something, but yeah, maybe healed and blessed or something. Number four, Nikki Haley lost Nevada's presidential primary to none of these candidates. Now, I had a dream a long time ago, way before 2012, I think. And in the dream, these two beings had a roster, and the beings were all charcoal black, and they were standing there after something hit the earth, some astro something hit the earth, and it burnt up a little part of the earth, not a lot. And I saw her name on the list, on the roster, and it was spelled just this way, Nikki, because I demanded to see it, because I'm a dreamer, and I demanded to see it. Let me see. They were standing there, and they had some type of different language. I could care less who you be. I already know when I go into a dream realm that I have authority, and I don't have to have authority in anybody else's name but my own, because all of us bear light. How much light of darkness are you bearing? That's what you got to work out. And for myself, I work out any kind of darkness that dwells within me. Unforgiveness. That's the main thing that I think people need to work on, unforgiveness. Because there's not too much darkness that dwells this way, because darkness is not the game that I love or play. The primary, which is largely symbolic and awards no delegates, didn't include Trump on the ballot. With 88% of the votes counted, Haley had 30.5% to 63.2% for none of these candidates. This is so a game. I tell you, if I put this into my other videos I do, gematria videos, I might do that. I might come back to this article and decode this. Is it worth it? I don't know if it's worth it. I need to decode Haley, though. And look, and you can decode, it's not called magic and all that. It's not some spells and all that. Those folks that do that, that's on them, whatever they do. Those folks who are skeptical, that's on you. But it's just, there's a technology you can use out here on the web that's free. And if you already have the gift and ability to understand discernment of things, you can get it. Some people you have to just be aware on a certain level of truth to get it, Following the embarrassing loss, Haley claimed that state's nominating process has been rigged in favor of Trump. But he's not even on the ballot. And so, see, they're already talking about rigged. I think that Haley, in her priestly a role, because she's definitely of another uh, priestly clan across seas in the East, Middle East. Mm, anyway, five. Now Haley could wind up being the vice president, and then they removed 40. They removed Trump, because they want to with 46. However, and if you don't know what 46 is, go watch all my videos because they got that on him. 46. Or they just may remove somebody else other than him, but someone in his family like they did the previous wife. Okay, so Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejects Hamas's term for ceasefire and hostage release agreement. Now remember, I'm talking, but I'm not talking like news. So if that's what you're coming for news, that's not what you're going to get. This is either coffee or tea time talk. This is just me talking and um, talking in the way I talk. Okay, because when you are set apart, you need to talk. And sometimes there aren't a lot of people all the time to talk to. I have people around me every day. However, uh, it's just nice to be able to hear yourself talk. Colin planned delusional. Hamas's ceasefire proposal, negotiated by U.S., Qatar, Israel, and Egypt, included a three-phase hostage plan, a 45-day pause in fighting, and the withdrawal of Israeli military from Gaza. There is no solution besides total victory, Netanyahu said, and that an Israel victory in Gaza was within reach. And all the propaganda news, the dinosaur news is all are pushing this as well. And so when all these news agencies are owned by the Anunnaki, all of them. Television is owned by the Anunnaki. Yahoo is owned by the Anunnaki. Google's owned by the Anunnaki. YouTube ain't owned by the Anunnaki. And yes, they let you on their platform. And you have to be very 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 smart in how you do videos. hmm Anybody got all these hundreds of millions of subscribers, and they come off script, and they say something that some of the Anunnaki don't like. Somehow all their past comes out, and them molesting and raping people come out, and yeah, everything comes out. Okay, that's just how they did. That's just how they did. They just like, oh no, you're not gonna become righteous on my watch. So this show is truly what the just happened, and it's delusional, like the person says, delusional. And the reason why it's delusional, let's look at the word delusional right quick, and then I'm gonna get on off, and I have things I have to do today. But let's look at the word delusional.
Delusional.
It's characterized by or holding false beliefs or judgments about external reality that are held despite incontrovertible evidence to the contrary, typically a symptom of a mental condition, hospitalization for schizophrenia and delusional paranormal, based on having faulty judgment, mistaken. So let's see here. He says it's delusional. Delusional disorder is a type of psychotic disorder. Its main symptom is the presence of one or more delusions. A delusion is an unshakable belief in something that's untrue. The belief isn't a part of a person's culture or subculture, and almost everyone knows this belief to be false. Let's get an example of a delusion. So a person with a delusion believes something that isn't true no matter how much evidence you give to the contrary. For example, they may believe a family member is trying to poison them. Hallucinations involve senses, seeing, feeling, or hearing something that isn't there. For example, let's look at another word for delusion. Adjectives not adjectives. Well, it is adjectives and having disordered thoughts and delusions. Bewildered, confused, craved, So let's look at why people have delusions. I'm just saying, I'm just here today. While the cause is unknown, some studies suggest that people develop delusions as a way to manage extreme stress or deal with a history of trauma. Genetics may also contribute to the development of delusional disorder. So why does Benjamin Netanyahu have a disorder, a delusional disorder? Because he's Anunnaki, and part of his name is got Yahoo in it, like Yahoo, Yahuwah, Yahweh, YHWH. That 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 God. Let us. They call him Jehovah. They yes. Uh, I'm almost bipolar mentality. 1 minute sweet, next minute you don't do what I say. I'm gonna beat your blah 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 blah. I'm gonna take you out, open the earth up, and scorch you. And then everybody that serves this Anunnaki supposed to say, "Yes, Master, sir. Yes, my love. Yes, Father. We love you. We love you. We love." Reminds me of Kim Jong Un when he comes in the room and he been an act of fool and did some crazy stuff to these people and starved them half to death, and then turn around and give them a little something, something, make them feel better. And then they say, "Oh, we worshiped you, Kim Jong Un, Kim Jong Un, Kim Jong Un." And you be like, y'all can't see that the dude is bipolar. You can't see that the reason why it's just like on I used to watch a kung fu drama where you have this emperor that he has gifts and abilities and powers that he knows how to work machines and behind the scene like the Wizard of Oz, and everybody's oohing and ahhing over him because they're fearful that he's going to do something. He's going to put them in a place that they don't want to be in, like the dungeon, and he's going to beat the mess out of them with the whippers that he have, and so how is it that these emperors can make folks love them like Kim Jong Un? You can make people love you through tactics of manipulation. People say, "No, I love because blah blah. He first loved me, blah blah." No, you do not. You're only doing it because you don't want you swept, and you don't be put in a dungeon, and you want the blessing and not the cursing. That's what it be. But that's why I don't worry, because there's nowhere for Inky Enlil, Anu, Ra, any of them, ISIS. They change the name, pick a name, any of them to put me anywhere. See, they can't put me anywhere. See, I'm the master of my own. See, I'm the master of my own. See, and I acknowledge that at one time in my life I had fear, but fear no longer serves my spiritual path. See, my path of becoming more aware of who I am. See, and that's why I already released that energy of fear back to where it come from. And now all things work for the greater good for me. And I'm perpetually being transformed, see, from the old geno-splice me to the new me, who's a divine, eternal light. See. Yep. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, and thanks for listening.